Hello everyone and thanks very much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker and it's vlog time once again, and I've got a lot to show you. I'm not even going to try and suggest this is going to be a quick one today. So I would advise you grabbing a beer or a drink or wine or coffee or tea or whatever floats your boat, getting your vape, making sure you've got some juice, sit down, chill out and let's have a little chat together, shall we? I've got a bunch to show you, as well as a whole bunch of other just random shit. You know we normally talk about just random bollocks as we go through these things. So yeah, let's crack into it now. I'm just starting to be prepared, you know, as I've started the vlog. Just getting my vlog notes up and my YouTube up and all that, so I know what I'm talking about. So here we go. Let's crack on. Cheers to you. Everyone's a winner. Okay then, so let's have a little look at the videos that I've done over the last week, or at least since the last vlog, which was a week ago. How exciting. So we did the Asta Festival. I haven't asked, are you alright? Are you okay? I haven't spoken to you for ages. So then, we did the Asta kit, Asta Total from eLeaf, which is a funky little kind of a little sort of starter kit slash pocketable, loose mouth to lungish kind of thing, which is a bit of fun, and I still think that does look pretty damn sweet. That white and black is pretty sexy. But yeah, we did that. Nice amount of comments on that one. Not the most popular videos because, you know, it's one of these things that it's a funny old game, this YouTube lark, because there's not a great deal of starters or people that are just getting into vaping that think, I know, I'll go and look at YouTube. Times are changing now, thankfully. So we are starting to get more and more people who are kind of going to YouTube before going to Google and all that sort of stuff as a medium to find stuff out with. And so that's kind of moving forward, which is great. But I would like sort of starters or new people or people that are looking to graduate from a sort of a cheapy pen setup to be able to see things, but it's difficult to get that information out there, isn't it? But no, this little Asta I thought was a funky little piece of kit. Wasn't perfect, but it's you know, for what it is, I think it's pretty damn reasonable. After that one, we did the an order date brought forward for the Christmas shirts. Not wearing my Christmas shirt today. Completely forgot. Just remembered. But it will be getting worn as the week goes on, don't get me wrong. Brilliant to see that those Christmas shirts are starting to get out in the wild now. I know a bunch of people have received them over the last day or two, and so I think that's absolutely brilliant. If you do have one, if you are someone that's ordered it, and you know, fingers crossed that that everything turned up on time and everything, at least you will be getting them this week, especially if you're in the UK. If you do get one, get someone to take a picture of it. It can be doing something stupid. It can be sitting on the sofa, snoring your face off with a hat, fucking all going all wobbly. But what I'll do is after Christmas, I'll put a little compilation of pictures together for those of you that want to send in a picture of you either looking cool as fuck or just being asleep and fat after Christmas lunch, whatever. But if you do get a picture taken, email it to info@vapingbiker.co.uk. Or tag me on Instagram or Facebook, any of that sort of good stuff, and I'll keep a record of them. I think that might be a bit of fun to see how people are wearing their Christmas cloud shirts. So after that, we did the Freehand, which is this little puppy from Limelight Mechanics, and it really is great. And it was brilliant to see the positive response on the comments for once, because a lot of the time, you know, you mention something's over 200 quid and people freak out and go, oh, well, I could have made it cheaper myself. Well, you didn't. So yeah, great to see there was a great amount of positive results on this, a lot of comments rather. Like I said, I think it's something that if you're going to treat yourself to something, with every kind of hobby people have, or a lot of interests, you know, a lot of the time people will have their daily stuff or their regular stuff, but then they'll have something special for themselves, and this certainly falls in that category for me. And I think it's cool, you know. I think it's nice to be able to treat yourself to something nice. After that came the Pollux 25, which, I mean, I've said on various vlogs since I've had this that it has stunned me, and it really, really has. I think, as I said in the review, it doesn't feel super expensive and chunky and, you know, like a real quality pricey product, but what it does, though, the way it works, I think is great. Both the mod and the tank, and I'm still using the 22 on the old Ohmsmium that I'll show you in a bit as well. I do think it's brilliant, and the airflow on it is, I think it's possibly the smoothest airflow from a sub-ohm tank I've ever had. Just great, really do like it. So go back and check those out if you haven't seen them. If you haven't seen them, why not? Joking. Apparently people have lives. I forget that sometimes. Anyway, so that's the few videos that I've done. Managed to get 4 out. 3 of them were product reviews, and based on last week's vlog, by the way, thank you very much for all the comments on there. As a result of that, I will be doing an ankylosing spondylitis and fibro awareness video. That'll be happening in the new year. I'll make sure it's titled to make sure people know that it's not vaping related, but it's something, I mean, there's sort of a couple of videos I think about putting out from time to time, but then think, well, it's not a vaping thing, and so, you know, I don't want to kind of preach on to you guys, and I don't want you to get all pissed off with me. So but thanks to the positive responses on that one, I will be doing an AS awareness thing, because it's just such a horrific disease or an issue that people have, and I know from first-hand experience how debilitating it can be, and it's one of those things that not many people know about at all. So I'm certainly going to do something about that in the new year. Talking about the new year, by the way, that's when I've decided that the raffle is happening, and the reason for that is because I'm going to do it sort of in the first week of January. The reason for that is because once you've had the Christmas thing, you've had your Christmas presents and all that sort of good stuff, you might be a little bit gutted that you didn't get enough vape gear or whatever. I think it would be nice kind of halfway through, or, you know, a little bit towards the end of January, to be able to have a big old box of stuff, and there's going to be some good stuff. Granted, it's not all going to be brand new, because it's going to be stuff that I've accumulated over the last however long, but there'll be sort of unpacked stuff, and there'll be a good little mix of mods and atomizers and tanks and stuff going on in there. And so I figured it'd just be nice post Christmas to get a big box that's just for you, and I thought that would be fun. So that's when I'm going to be doing that. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but you know, and stuff still keeps coming on. I mean, people have been asking me about doing the best of the year, best of 2016 and all that sort of stuff, and I will do a video on that kind of thing as well, or certainly my favourites over the last year, but I've not done it yet because we're not at the end of the year, and I'm still getting stuff come in, and you know, we'll worry about it in a couple of weeks' time, shall we? And then we can see what's floating our boat. If I'd have done this sort of a couple of weeks ago, I may not have included this little tank. And as far as a cheapy sub-ohm tank goes, this little Pollux might probably be in the running. Well, it is in the running. Whether it's top spot or not, I don't know. I think it might be. Now then, what else have we got on the old How's Your Father's? What have I been vaping on? Okay, so on the last vlog, I showed you these. This is the Mix 150 from Artery, which is a 150 watt mod. This one's the black version. I've been using both because the white's really bright on this thing, isn't it? If I put it over there, no, it's still bright. The reason I've been using both is because I was really enjoying using them, and also the finish on this is really slippy because it's a real gloss white, and this one is kind of more of a matte finish, and I just fancied a bit of a change up, and I was running different tanks and different things on them. So far performing really well, really enjoying the fact that it's a dual 18650, and it's a simple, straightforward little product to be kicking on with. I don't know what they're retailing at as yet. I've not even looked at it, and I'll worry about that more closer to the time where I do the when I do the review. But at the moment, these are performing really well. Maybe a slight sort of ramp up when you hit the fire button, maybe. But I'm going to go into that way more when we get towards the review. But no, I am testing the living crap out of that as well. Now then, one of the other things, or two of the other things that I've been testing, I showed you the Helix or Helixer from Futoon on the last video. Now I have still put a bunch of builds in here. I think I've had this about a week now, and I've probably put somewhere in the region of about 6 or 7, maybe 8 builds in here now. Yeah, I've been rocking a fair few just to see what's going on. Now, the biggest issue that I can see with this is that when you reduce the airflow, you reduce the wick holes. And so if you want a tighter draw, then you're minimizing that wick. And because there's 4 of them, they're not the biggest. Once you cut those down, if you're using a high VG juice, that does have a little bit of a harder time getting in there and catching up with the wicking. Now, I've not had a dry hit from it, but at the same time, I've not had, I have had that kind of, you know, when you take a vape and you get a bit of a tinge of a dry hit, you know, I have had a little bit of that going on. But no, that's still going to be getting more. I haven't had it leak. I said I didn't understand why it doesn't leak, and I still don't understand why it doesn't leak. It's been a little treat. It really has. Let's have a little. Let's have a little. I can't talk today. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I fed back about the wick holes. I think it was the day I got it, maybe the day after, and they did say that they are going to be looking into that one and maybe changing a shape of the wick holes on top. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm not going to rush that review because whilst I have put a lot of builds in it yet, I really want to make sure that I am absolutely dialed in with everything it can do, and to really make sure that you guys get a good solid interpretation, because it is different to the normal way we wick tanks. So yeah, there we go, that's that. Excuse me. Right, what else have we got? Underneath there, the little Rouleau Mini, that'll be coming out this week for the review. I think this is a little corker. I've not had any problems with the 510. I've not had any problems with it working. It's for a little dinky little mod like that, it's kind of really, it's surprisingly comfortable in the old hand. I really like it. I think it's cute. I think it does a cracking little job, and yeah, I've had a good time. So there we go. That's that. Now then, I'm not entirely sure if this rocked up after the review last week or not. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this. No, actually, I'm going to wait until I get to the new stuff. Excuse me. What I have been rocking is my mushroom, my homemade DIY mushroom. Thanks to the Mushroom Mods guys having these as open source now. This has been doing a cracking little job. I did reseat the old magnets with some super glue, so I covered up the 510 to reduce the fumes going in there, and yeah, this has been a little beast. It really has. Now I managed to break something horrifically, so I had to order well, actually no, Rick at modmaker.co.uk sent me another 510 because somehow I managed to break the previous one. So I'm going to wire up the 18650 version of it at some point in the near future. But if you were thinking about something like this, or you've got access to a 3D printer or something along those lines, then go and check out the last week's vlog, because there's a link to the Mushroom Mod fan page group on Facebook on there, and that's got all the open source files and all that good stuff. But it's a little corker, it really is. Haven't turned my phone on silent. Good work. Mark Todd, you're gonna have to wait, oh boy. Sorry, Mark. Right, what else have we got going on? What else have we got? How's the time? Right, that's 14.5 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that there, and then I'm going to restart as we move forward. Right, hold on a second. Here we go. And there we go. Back on it again. Yes, everything's working. Mic's on, stuff. Lovely. I left the battery in my mic, left it on for like the last 2 days, and it's still working today, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, dry throat. All the vape mats seem to be going rather well. There's a little bit. Yes, vapemats.com. Go and check those out. He does just a fuck ton of different vape mats. So even if you don't get one of mine, which clearly shows bad taste on your part, then he does do a crap ton of different ones. So go and check his website out for sure, because there's some cool mats going on there. Now then, what else have I been doing? I've had a go at making some stapled staggered fused Claptons. I don't know. I'll put a picture here. Look, there you go. See that? I've been making a couple of those recently. They're time-consuming bastards. They really are. But having a jolly good time with those. Now then, what else have we got? T-shirts. I've covered that already. So what's come in? We are banging through this now. Yes. I need a vape after a cough. I'm going to have another little vape on this because I'm going to be vaping a whole bunch of new stuff in a second. Right, now, Christmas time, I thought things were going to slow down. No, they are not. Now then, mods. I was complaining recently about a lack of dual 18650 mods, and luckily there's been a couple show up, which is nice, or at least longer battery life jobs. Now then, we've got this. Now I've got the Rashomon on top of there at the moment. This is the Ocular C from Joyetech. Now then, just see if I can polish the finger marks off the screen with the juice-ridden vape rag. Right, now then, the screen. Look at that, look. It's one of them. It all does that kind of stuff. Pretty, isn't it? Look, and I've got a Vaping Biker logo on it, look. Whee. Cool or what? Now then, this is a heavy bugger. This is a heavy mod. Now then, one of the things to go through on here, which is fun, is that we've got a step counter on it. We've got a Walkman, or you can put a bunch of songs on here as well, and plug your headphones into this little socket right here. Not sure why we need that, to be fair. You can also put some photos on it. Which is nice, and you can put your address book in there as well, and it's got a calendar. It's a little bit excessive. It's basically a lot of functionality of your mobile phone. I imagine there's a bunch of this that is just super gimmicky. I mean, I don't know, but this has gone in the queue. This has gone in for to be tested. Excuse me. It works. Cheeky little 75 watts going on that one. Yeah, it's a funny old thing, this one. Like I say, it is super heavy for a dual battery mod. I don't know what it's made out of, but I think it's made out of just solid heavy. But obviously I'll look into that more when we get there. There is just a whole bunch going on to it. Obviously it's touchscreen apart from the fire. I've not come across any issues yet. The screen locks as soon as you fire it, so you don't upset your settings with your fingertips. It seems to do the touchscreen thing as easily as a phone does. And I have managed to, it's also got Bluetooth, so you can pair it with your phone, which then begs the question, if you're going to pair it with your phone, why do you need your contacts and all that sort of stuff on the mod? But you know, there we go, it's a thing. So I paired it with the phone, obviously, to get the logo on there, and that's all working fine and dandy, so that's pretty fun. Now then, another thing that's come in, which I thought was just sweet. Now, one of the sort of starterish kits I had was this from JWell, which I think is a lovely little kind of sleek little affair. And one of the cool things about this was the tank is actually, it's got a magnet in it. It's a magnet in the top and the bottom there. So you pop that, you choose the airflow, and then you pop that in, and away you go. That's not going to come out anyway. So that's in my kind of my starter setups for the new year. But what they've done is also they've done this, which is the little sort of box version of it. Still unregulated in as much as it does have safety features, but you don't sort of adjust the power. I mean, I've not looked into it, but there's nowhere to adjust it. I've still even got the red tape on the tank there. Like, I've not managed to even take that off yet. But same sort of principle, same sort of idea. So it's got a little magnet that goes in there, and I think that's quite a sleek looking piece of kit, isn't it? That looks quite sweet. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we get on with this one. This is going to be kind of very restricted lung hit. And going down to a mouth to lung, so I will let you know how we get on there. Now, had the heating on a little bit too long today. It's sweltering in this house. Diet Coke. Thank you for your concerns. For those of you that have sent me messages saying, "Oh, Diet Coke will kill you." Well, you're probably right, but bearing in mind that I'm a very poorly chap generally, and I don't really drink. I obviously don't smoke. I don't really do anything bad for me. So Diet Coke is it. There we go. I'm opening another one. Suck it. But thanks for your concern. Now then, what else have we got? Right. Asmodus very kindly sent me some stuff in, and we've got a dual 18650 mod from those guys. Now then, it's a bit busy. If you on my Instagram, you would have seen this, and you would have seen that I said it's a bit busy, because are you ready for this? Look at that bad boy. There is engraving on that like you wouldn't believe. That's a lot of engraving, isn't it? Now I imagine this is all machine engraved, because Big Lou's East Coast Reviews did a review on this, and one of the things that does me is that he pointed this out, and I can't not see it there. Now here, that's a chicken. Can you see it? Can you? That's a chicken. And since he said that, I can't unsee it now. But yes, it's a funny old thing. It is heavily engraved. Dual 18650. Can't remember which side. There we go. Batteries go in there. It's even got engraving on the inside. Look at that. Very square box. The everything's underneath. So we've got the screen and the settings and what have you underneath there. And also they've made a couple of revisions to the, what did they call it? Triad Genesis tank, something like that, which I reviewed a little while ago. Now, I know that the tank appears to be a tiny bit bigger, and there may be one or two other improvements to it. I'm still struggling with it. I'm still struggling with the tank, to be honest with you, but the mod seems to be working jolly well. See, that's a 99.9 watt vape on a 0.17 coil, that. Anyway, I think the mod's performing. I think the tank, but yeah, it looks. If you want something that gets you noticed, that bad boy will be the kiddie. It's a beast, isn't it? So yeah, that'll be getting reviewed. Now then, here's something else that I found quite humorous in my week. Now, I'm a chunky, fat, with a bit of beef going on, biker, big old beard. Even the title of the channel gives it away a little bit, a biker. So, and by the way, I've got to preface this. I'm no way near anything ungrateful about getting this to review, because I think it's a lovely mod. I really do. But keep up with me, because you'll see why I'm kind of having a joke about it, and I am only having a joke about it, because yeah, a roughy tufty, chunky monkey, burly biker, and they send you the Ohmsmium, which is lovely. The Kodama edition, which is the wooden one, which is lovely. It's the stab wood one. And they do it in a glorious pink. Look at that there. Now I can't work out whether someone at Asmodus was laughing their face off or if it's a genuine thing. But no, I mean, aside from it being bright pink and pink not really being my colour unless it matches my eyes after a particularly heavy session, it's actually a gorgeous little bit of wood there. It's a hybrid stabilised. Is it hybrid? No, I think it's just stabilised and dyed. Multiple dyes going on in there. You can see all the bells of the wood and all that sort of stuff, and it does look very pretty. A nicely kind of engraved Asmodus button going on right there. Turning it on, and we get all of the normal goings coming up there. The mod itself is performing flawlessly. The menu system is super easy. It's not the same menu system that's in this big bad boy, and I don't think it is anyway. It certainly doesn't behave like it. And yeah, I've been having a good little vape with this. Now this is with the that Pollux 22 tank, the 22mm version of that Pollux kit that I mentioned. Now this it's a really nicely made mod. It feels lovely. It's lovely and smooth. It's really nicely sort of carved out there on whatever they used to make it. It's a single 18650 with a little Ohmsmium thing written on the battery cap down there. I've not had any issues. It's not missed a beat, and it's a joy to use. The button is kind of not super clicky, but you can feel it click rather than hear it click, if that makes sense. See if you can hear this. I don't know, maybe it does sound a little bit clickier. Yeah. Dean, you're wrong. Go home. All right. But no, I've really been enjoying using it. It's something that I had to wrestle away from the wife once she saw it, but no, I've really been enjoying using this. Now I know they're not cheap. I think these coming in around about the 200 quid mark, something like that. But obviously I'll have all the facts and figures when we get around to doing the review on this bad boy. But no, it's a lovely, lovely mod. Not sold on pink, but it's a lovely, lovely mod. What drip tip am I going to put on anything to match the mod? I haven't got any pink drip tips. But no, performing brilliantly, really like it. It's a lovely, lovely little mod. It really, really is. Now then, what else have we got? Right, Innokin. Georgia Innokin sent out a few little Happy Christmas packs for people, for some of the reviewers this year, which is lovely. And that comes with a card and a bauble for your Christmas tree and all that sort of stuff. And what we've also got is the Innokin MVP4. It's not in there because it's in here. I've not actually turned it on yet because literally just unwrapped it to have a little look. But it's got a little Merry Christmas 2017 or Happy Holidays 2017 going on there, which was fun. But this has got a LiPo in it. You can also use this as a charger. It's a bit of a beast. It's a 4,500 mAh LiPo going on in here, which is a monster. My stomach's rumbling. I hope you can't hear that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a good old play with this. It looks sort of very similar to the boards that we've seen from Innokin thus far already, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having a nice little go. It feels quite nice in the hand. I think I shared a picture of the MVP4 on Innokin recently, and it looked kind of bigger than it is. You know, it is very kind of squarey, angular sort of affair, but I imagine that's kind of a thing because of the keeping the size down with a big old battery in there. But it's actually quite light considering. So no, I'm going to look forward to having a good old play with this. Now then, what are we on? 14 minutes. We've got about another minute left. Have I got anything else to show you? Oh yes, I have. No, I'm going to have to turn the camera off and turn it on again. Right, here we go. And there we are, back on again. Right, they're a bugger to edit together. Now then, what else has come in? Yes, this. Now, do you remember a little while ago I reviewed this little RDA? This was from Bombertech, and it was a very, very funky little RDA. This is the obviously the Ultim kind of version. I don't know if they did a regular one or not, but no, I like this a lot because it had an unusual airflow that shouldn't work, but it did. The flavour was okay, but it was a great little, very affordable little RDA that looked more expensive than it actually was. So I saw that at Expo. That's where they gave me that one, Expo in Birmingham. And since then, they've sent me this, which is the little tank that they've come up with. Now then, this little tank, it reminds me quite a lot of the Split Atty, for those of you that sort of keep up to date with the sort of the posher side of things. And the reason for that is inside there, inside the bottom of the deck, you might be able to see in between the two posts there's a little hole. Now what that is a valve system. It's a sort of a sprung thing going on, so you press your juice bottle needle nose down into that hole. That then opens up little holes in this central pin itself. You can then squirt out your juice, and away you go. That's how you do that. But the exciting thing is as well, it also comes with a squonk pin. So if you don't want to do that, you can stick this little affair on top of your squonk mod, and you can squonk it to fill up that little tank on the inside, which I think is pretty damn sweet. It's a dinky little thing as well. If I hold it up to, let's hold it up to the, that's the recoil RDA next to it. And you can see that we're smaller than the recoil. It's a tiny, tiny little affair. I think the tank holds about 2 mil. No, don't know. I'll find out for the review, obviously. But no, it's a funky little bugger. Right, 50 watts. Great flavour. The airflow on it has the ability to be really, really nice. Nice and smooth because your face is so close to those coils as well. As I said, the flavour is superb. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing a lot more with this. This is the second build. I had a single coil Clapton in there before this one, and one thing I have noticed, while it does come with a shorter sort of one of these kind of drip tips, so you can put your normal 510 tip in there, so it can, you know, you can have your normal thing going on. When you use this, that top cap is so short and squat that it does get quite warm. If you chain vape it, it does get very warm around the old lips. So yeah, that's a thing. But it performs. And like I say, I think the flavour is superb. Now, that's actually on top of one of their mods as well. Now, the mods is a Block 22, they call it. Now, this is, I've got to find out what kind of plastic this is made of, because it is super, super light. It's a single 18650 going on in there, but it's really light, like really light. And yeah, this is a nice little tiny pocket setup, you know. Like I say, it's a dinky little thing. What can I show you next to? What can I show to you next to that you might know what it's like? Oh, chair. Here we go. This is the Asmodus Innokin V2, and we're shorter than that even. And the Innokin V2 is tiny. Oh, there we go. See that? Good, isn't it? Yeah. So this is a lovely little mod. Lovely little thing. But I do want to really give this the beans, because I want to see how this, whatever material this is made out of, copes with heat from the atomizer. So I am going to be testing the wee out of this mod, because I think it's a little beast. It does go up as well. I think it's 75 watts. Let's have a little look. Yeah, 75 watts. So that's all right, isn't it? Oh, back to 55. But yeah, loving this little tank. Loving the little tank. I need some more drip tips. I need some more drip tips. I'm going to have to buy some in the new year. I know that I'm going to buy some from Gary Dibley, because Dibley's drip tips, he's got some nice little funky shape things going on. But yeah, I need some, like plain white and black ones. Just funky white and black ones. Anyway, what else have we got? Bunch of stuff from Coilmaster. I have, oh, you like this? Right, now, Bombertech, bless them, when they sent the mod and the tank. I've got two. I've got the black tank and the stainless tank, by the way. So obviously one of those will be in the giveaway. They also sent a bunch of stickers and pens and various bits and bobs, but they sent a hat. Now then, see this beard? You may think that the hat might not be a cracking idea to wear if I'm walking around the city, for instance, or trying to get on a plane. I'm thinking that's not the best message to be sending out there, to be fair. But yeah, it's a nice hat. It's still got a massive head. Look, the very last hole. What's that all about? Can't be doing that, can I? What do they make? Do they make hats for really big heads? Because obviously this is much bigger than the back of the hat itself. Do they make anyone else? If you've got a really big head and you find, so let me know if you found hats that fit you. Right, what else have we got going on? Coilmaster. Now then, Coilmaster sent across some time ago this little that little thing there, this little RDA. Now I believe what they've now sent me is a slightly revised version. Now it only came this morning, so I have not I've not looked at it in the slightest, or I've not had a play with it in the slightest. But it looks exactly the same. It does look exactly the same. It's a funny looking thing, that's for sure. But airflow on it, if we go wide open, I think the airflow on it is better, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the same one. I don't know. Shit. Dropping things. Yeah, so I don't know anything about this. I'm going to look, but I just seem to think I remember seeing that they were doing a sort of a different version of it. So I will let you know about this, and there's an extra couple of these to put in the giveaway as well. Now then, obviously these crazy Coilmaster guys do a bunch of stuff, and I do like the ethos from Coilmaster, and as much as everything you can buy in just one place and where you go. Now I use my rebuild kit all the time, and I take it everywhere with me and all that sort of good stuff. And what they've got, and I also use my K bag, which is like a big bag for putting things in. We've got another bag here which is like a K bag mini, which will be going in the giveaway. They've sent me another big K bag as well, which will be going in the giveaway. I've got a few of those to go in there now. But they've also got this kind of bag, which I've just realised looks a little bit like a lady's purse. But well, I'll put the pink mod in here. That'll be all right. Just flattening it out. But no, there we go. So it's a little case kind of affair, and inside this little case kind of affair, we have a shoulder strap. But also, look, a whole bunch of things, so you can store a buttload of vape gear going on in there, which I think is cool as you like. I think I like this. I'm probably not going to give this away. Sorry, not. They only sent me the one, and I'm going to use it. You know, comfortable enough to be able to carry a handbag around. Metrosexual kind of guy. So yeah, that's that going on. And they also sent, randomly, they do USB cables as well. So they sent, it's one of those sort of zip affairs as well. So yes, all that's happening. Now then, Alan, I know you're going to be watching this waiting for Dizzy. Unfortunately, Dizzy, as soon as I started recording, decided she was going to go downstairs and have none of it. So she's going to have to be featured in the Christmas show, I'm afraid. Sorry about that, old fella. Talking about Christmas, what am I going to be doing? I haven't decided yet, to be honest. Obviously, I've got a lot of stuff to get through. I imagine there'll be a bunch more stuff come over the next couple of weeks as well. So I'm not planning on taking too much time off. As we know, my upload schedule is a little bit topsy-turvy anyway, depending on what's going on at any given time. So I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to be uploading, but I will be uploading around about that time. I might even just throw out a happy Christmas, even though you can tell by all my Christmas decorations how Christmassy I am. I might do a Christmas video on Christmas Day. We'll see. We'll see. I've got some. We've got a couple of friends coming over to stay with us over the Christmas holidays, and they vape. and so my pal Minty and Kelly will be over, so I might bring Minty up and get him in front of the camera. He looks like Uncle Fester. He's great. He's top bloke. And Kelly's lovely and mental. So yeah, that'll be good fun. So we'll probably have a little thing going on there of a special guest that you've never heard of before. Now the new year, like I said, I'm going to be doing the starter setups. I will be doing the AS awareness video as well. And I am definitely going to try much harder to get the coil building videos sorted out, because I did the starting coil building video ages ago now with a dodgy camera and everything else. But that camera, I love my G7X Mark II. I do everything with it. I think it's brilliant, but macro is rubbish on it, and so to try and get a really good close-up macro shot of what's going on is really difficult. So yeah, that's something that I encountered recently, because when I was making the staggered, fused, stapled, whatever they asked, I did try and record sort of how I was going about it, because I was using the Daedalus machine, but obviously, you know, yeah, there's a couple of bits and pieces you have to do to be able to space the original Clapton and then to be able to wind it sort of nice and gently. So I was trying to record it, but I couldn't. I just couldn't get a nice clear image on the old G7X. So I've got to have a figure out of what I'm going to do there, because obviously there's no way I can afford a spanky funky Canon with interchangeable lenses. Although that is something that I'm going to focus on trying to do next year. Do you care? Probably not. Probably not. To be fair. Is there anything else? No. You know, I don't think we've done it. We're going to have this in under an hour, maybe under 45 minutes, maybe. The VTC5A batteries I bought a bunch of, they're going great guns. Really enjoying using those. So they're definitely on the suggested purchase list. I got mine from ecoluxshop.com.co.uk. I think I mentioned it in the last vlog, so there'll be a link under there for that one. What else? I will be putting some videos out this week on the build up to Christmas, because it's only Christmas. Don't know. We might hit 28,000 subscribers for Christmas Day. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? I know it's not about the numbers, but it's still kind of cool. It's still kind of cool. We're hitting on nearly 3 million views. 3 million times someone's clicked on my videos now, which just... or nearly, and that just it beggars belief. It really does. Right, what have I been watching? Shall I tell you that? Let's have a little look on my subscriptions. What have we got going on? Vaping Bogan. So good to still see that that his juice line is going really well. What else have we got? Suck My Mod. I've been watching Matt, and also Matt and V, the Matt and V channel. They're kind of their sideline channel. Matt's tried on some basically kind of thermal heated cycling short, crotchless cycling short duvet things in the last video, and it's quite scarring. Seeing as he's wearing pretty much just those and in the snow, but it did make me giggle, so that's fun. Vaping with Thesis has done a heat treating video for heat treating the Orgvape Merlin Mini, which is where I got the idea from doing not that video, a previous one of his, which is where I got the idea for doing the heat treatment on the recoil sleeve that I use for the Flavor Bro flavor sleeve. And that works really nicely. Jonathan Pye had a new video out. I do like his kind of take on politics. He's a very funny guy. Gorgeous Marie, I know there's not many of you ladies watching me. Why aren't there many ladies watching me? Why aren't there? Why aren't there? I think about 4%, 4.9% of my viewers are ladies. I don't know why that is. Is it this? Or is it this? Or why is it? I don't know. Is it just because there's not many lady vapors? No, that can't be right. Anyway, let me know. If you're a lady vapor, why don't your friends watch me? Comment below. Todd's review. Oh no, I was talking about the lady thing because Jess Marie from Double Helix Designs, who makes the drip tips and all that sort of good stuff. She's got a new channel, so she's just started doing, she's got sort of December favourites and 15 facts about her. She's brilliantly bonkers. I like her a lot. Todd's Reviews did a vlog that was very entertaining, although I think the previous one was showing off the lights after he took the piss out of me having lights that are all kind of turn off and onable. Cheeky bastard. Obviously Richard V1CK, he's done a couple recently that I've watched. Grim. Whoa. Colin Furs made a pretty much realistic size AT-AT and stuck it in someone's garden, which is mental. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's crazy. Anyway, I think I've bored you all enough now. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Dean the Vaping Biker. This has been just another vlog, and I'll see you on the next review. And if I don't speak to you before, have a great Christmas. Have it large.